Hello everybody! Welcome to the first video in a series I'm making called Food for Max, where I make or talk about food for, well, me, Max. In this first video, I am going to be making a Canadian delicacy called Nanaimo bars. What are Nanaimo bars? Well, why don't you just watch the video and find out for yourself? Okay, so first things first, let's go over the ingredients we'll be using. I've got butter, chopped walnuts, some graham cracker crumbs for baking, cocoa, Devon custard, hazelnut spread, some shredded coconut. I have two here just in case this one's not enough. And 1 egg. A Nanaimo bar is made up of 3 layers, and I'm going to be making it layer by layer. So let's start off with the bottom layer. A small bowl, because the egg needs to be beaten. Let me crack it on this instead of... Okay. Come on. Whoops! Here's my measuring cup. And here's the butter. We just... This big spoon here. Open up. Close to half a cup, I think. Need one more. Yep, okay. That seems about right. Yep, definitely need 2 hands. Bring it out. Okay. Got my sugar right here. That's almost a quarter. I wasn't really pointing the camera at that way, did I? 5 tablespoons. And 5. Here's how it looks. So I'm going to place this in the microwave. We'll set it for 2 minutes and check back on it in 30 seconds. Meanwhile, we will beat this egg. Like so. It's probably learned its lesson by now, but just to make sure. So we've got our beat egg and our melted cocoa butter. I really wish the stove wasn't black. Anyways, I'm going to pour in the cocoa butter. And now I'm going to stir in, now I'm going to pour in the egg. I need 1.5 cups of the graham crumbs. There's a full cup right there. Pour it in. Oh, I think it's all the crumbs I have. Oh. Okay, 1 full cup of coconut. Here's my bag of coconut. See if... Oh yeah. Okay, I've emptied the entire bag, and it's still not a full cup yet. Okay, there we go. No. Got one more. Wait, how am I getting coconut crumbs on the counter? And now we add this to the mix. Now we just need a chopped walnuts. You could use almonds as well. I think these need to be more finely cut. Okay, so I'm going to pour this out onto the board and see if I can't cut this up better. Honestly, I don't think this is the right knife I should be using to cut this. I am not a knife expert, so also not a baking expert. I'm more like an intermediate baker. This is hard to keep in place, actually. Nuts keep flying everywhere. That looks fine enough, right? Oh boy. Yep, I might need 2 hands for it. You know what? This does not look right. I think it needs to be a little more liquidy, so I think I'm going to add another egg. Or maybe I should add more butter. Egg or butter. Where's my money, huh? Where's my money? Come on to my turf. I'll teach you to be an egg. An egg. Sorry. Oh. You know what? I think it also needs more butter. Okay, now let's flatten this out. Everybody's got their problems. Okay, good. And now we stick it in the freezer. Oh, here's the one here. I got pierogies in the freezer that I gotta take out first. And we keep that in there for about half an hour. 10 minutes later. Let's check on that bottom layer, shall we? Yes, nice and hard, I think. And while we were all away, I cleaned up the counter nice and tidy like. Baking spatula. And now for the second layer, which is just going to be custard, specifically Devon custard. Think that's enough? I highly doubt it. Actually, I think I might need the entire can. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need the entire can. Let's lift this lid a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty even. Oh my gosh, this lid. I wonder what Devon custard tastes like on its own. It's pretty good. Kind of tastes like vanilla pudding. By the way, this is actually my second time trying to make Nanaimo bars. The first time I used vanilla pudding instead of bird or Devon custard. That's because I got the recipe from an American woman who suggested it as a substitute for bird custard because bird custard is a lot harder to find in the United States. Which is why I like to affectionately call Nanaimo bars with vanilla pudding American style Nanaimo bars. If you're not using bird custard or Devon custard, then it's not authentic Nanaimo bars. But now we got the middle layer done. And now we stick it in the freezer for half an hour. 30 minutes later. Okay, so it's now 7 o'clock, but the custard still hasn't hardened. And my roommate is going to be home in 30 minutes. So I might have to leave it in there overnight and then continue tomorrow. The next day! Oh. And it should be ready now. Yeah, that looks nice and ready. Maybe even too ready. So what I did last time I made Nanaimo bars, I melted some chocolate chips and butter and made my own chocolate spread like that. But since I already had some Kraft hazelnut spread on me already, I thought I'd save some money by using this instead. And I'm done. Now I set this back in the freezer for a little bit and then let it defrost, and then we'll have our Nanaimo bar. Or, well, the base for our Nanaimo sauce. We have to cut it up to have actual bars. This is the last time skip, okay? Okay. Now it's time to cut up into bars. I need a knife first, though. Yeah, this is going to make this end a little too round. I want them to be not square. I want them to be rectangles, not squares. And the way I'm cutting it right now, it's going to turn out as squares. Oh well. Yeah, the top layer hasn't quite stuck to the middle layer as well as I would like. Time to give my creation a taste. Pretty good. And at least the bottom layer is more solid than how it turned out the first time I made Nanaimo bars. The first time the bottom layer was all crumbly. Now it's all solid, and the top layer is the one that's not behaving the way it should be. What I have to do is cut up into more bars, and I'll have like a, I don't know, like a 20 Nanaimo bars, I think, maybe. And that was me making Nanaimo bars. I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to read the video description and pinned comments below for more information. Oh, and also, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Max Erickson, and this is the end of my video. Goodbye!